Good evening and welcome everyone. My name is Trish Shoveldayoff. Tonight it is my pleasure to be the co-MC for the 2013 Awards of Distinction. I would now like to introduce your association's board chair and co-MC for tonight's banquet, Mr. Jason Gazmo.
Honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jason Gazmo and I'm the chair of our association's board of directors this year. As you look around the hotel, you may have noticed some changes to our association's appearance. This evening, I'm very pleased to formally unveil our rebranded identity, that we are now known as the Association of Consulting Engineering Companies Saskatchewan, or ACEC-SK. And why have we changed our name? ACEC Sask remains the business voice of the consulting engineers and geoscientists in Saskatchewan, but we're also part of a federation. Our national body is the Association of Consulting Engineering Companies Canada, and we've rebranded to align our name with that of the national body. Having a consistent brand reinforces the strong presence of consulting engineers and geoscientists across the country. Together, we speak with a stronger voice. We are pleased that we can share the formal unveiling of our new name this evening as we come together to celebrate the outstanding achievements of our members. So with that, I would like to turn our focus to the awards program. Representatives from both the Government of Saskatchewan and the City of Saskatoon have graciously agreed to bring greetings this evening. So first, I would like to introduce the Honourable Nancy Hepner, Minister of Central Services, who's bringing greetings on behalf of the Government of Saskatchewan.
Good evening. Welcome, fellow dignitaries, Her Honour, Councillor Jeffries, and thank you to ACEC Saskatchewan. It is my pleasure to be here this evening to bring greetings on behalf of Premier Brad Wall and the Government of Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan, as you know, is no longer a great place to be from. It's just a great place to be. And I have to say, especially since last weekend, it's an even better place to be. Our population is growing at a rate not seen since the earliest days of our province. More than 100,000 people have relocated to Saskatchewan in just the last 6 years. Like our population, our provincial economy is also diverse and growing by the day. For example, Saskatchewan is on pace to create a record 20,000 new jobs next year. This growth and these new opportunities are thanks to the hard work of Saskatchewan people like you. With a record number of people living and working in Saskatchewan, we know that we need a lot of talented people, many of whom are here with us tonight, to maintain a quality of life that is second to none. Sustainable infrastructure is the key to maintaining growth in the long term, and the demand is high. Our government is building new schools, hospitals, highways, housing, and other healthcare facilities. In fact, we're making record investments in infrastructure, which includes $576 million in highway and transportation infrastructure this year alone. This sort of progress wouldn't be possible without many of the individuals and firms represented here tonight. And on behalf of a grateful government and province, I do want to thank you for all the work that you do. We are here tonight to recognize, to celebrate, and to raise the profile of consulting, engineering, and geoscience industry in Saskatchewan. This is important work and worthy of recognition. Members of ACEC Saskatchewan are active in all sectors of our economy, which includes everything from agriculture to resource development in mining and oil and gas and the high-tech sector. Our government understands that engineers have a unique role as the innovators who plan, design, and implement all types of projects in communities across our province. We also recognize and appreciate the fact that you provide independent advice and expertise. However, more than the infrastructure they're building, we know that you are literally building our communities. We believe that the association has an important role to play in our growing Saskatchewan. Tonight, I would like to recognize and thank all of you for your skills, for your professionalism, for choosing Saskatchewan and making this a great place to live, work, and play. Let's keep working together toward building a better province for all Saskatchewan people. I hope that you have a great evening. My congratulations in advance to the award recipients, and thank you again for letting me be with you this evening.
Thank you, Minister Hepner. ACEC Saskatchewan appreciates opportunities to work with your government, and we look forward to our continued working relationship. I would like next to introduce Councillor Zach Jeffries, Deputy Mayor of Saskatoon. Please welcome Councillor Zach Jeffries.
Well, thank you very much for that kind introduction, Jason. It's my pleasure to bring greetings on behalf of His Worship, the Mayor of Saskatoon, Don Atchison, who unfortunately had another commitment tonight and couldn't be with us, as well as on behalf of our City Council and all citizens of Saskatoon. I have to say a big thank you to your organization. I was talking with a number of folks tonight here with the organization and with a number of the firms that are represented by your organization, and just hearing all the work that goes on to help build our province and build our city is absolutely phenomenal. We were talking about some of the work that goes on in mining in Saskatchewan that's helping to grow our economy, whether it's potash, uranium, etc. We were talking about highways. We were talking about a number of the municipal projects that we have on the go, including, for those in Saskatoon, that North Bridge that we're working on. So I very, very much appreciate the work that you do here in Saskatchewan to keep things growing and to keep things running. And I also want to thank the work that your association does. You're working not only here in Saskatchewan, but right across the country to bring professionalism to the industry, to bring a high standard of excellence, and that's the kind of thing that is so incredibly important in terms of making sure that our infrastructure, whether it's private or public, is coming together in a fantastic way. I also want to thank and congratulate our award recipients tonight. I know that's going to be a little bit later in the program, but you folks here in Saskatchewan have done amazing work, and this is your night to be honored and to be thanked for everything that you've done throughout your career to benefit folks here in Saskatchewan. So again, on behalf of all citizens of Saskatoon and His Worship the Mayor, thank you very much for the invitation tonight, and I wish everyone all the best.
Thank you very much, Councillor Jeffries. I would also like to introduce the staff of ACEC Saskatchewan. Without their dedication, much of the work of ACEC Saskatchewan would not happen. They're very important to what we do on a regular basis. I'd like to introduce Beverly McLeod, Executive Director, Elaine Armstrong, Executive Assistant, and Linda Nelson, Communications Coordinator. Thank you very much. ACEC Saskatchewan is a member organization of the Association of Consulting Engineering Companies Canada. ACEC represents approximately 500 independent consulting engineering firms and 12 provincial and territorial member organizations. We are very proud that Saskatchewan's own Jason Mewis, Chair of ACEC Canada this year, we are very proud to have Saskatchewan's own Jason Mewis, who is the Chair of ACEC Canada, with us. And I invite him to come to the stage and bring greetings. Please join me in welcoming Jason.
Thank you very much, Jason. It's a great honor to bring a message to you from our national organization, the Association of Consulting Engineering Companies Canada. I've had the privilege of representing our province at the national level for over 4 years now, and it has allowed me the opportunity to really see firsthand how our provincial industry compares globally. And it's always been very clear that Saskatchewan engineering firms can compete at all levels in terms of quality and expertise, both nationally and internationally, which will be showcased here today. On behalf of ACEC Canada, I congratulate all the nominees and winners that we'll find out later tonight. All of these projects make an important contribution to our quality of life in Canada. I encourage you also to showcase your Saskatchewan engineering on the national stage when the nominations open in the new year for the 2014 Canadian Consulting Engineering Awards. ACEC is the national voice of consulting engineering with the support of our member organizations like ACEC Saskatchewan. We advocate for a business environment that recognizes and rewards our members' expertise and contributions to society. For example, we promote investment in public infrastructure. Last month, as part of our annual Parliament Hill Day, over 35 ACEC representatives met with over 65 members of Parliament to stress the urgent need to quickly launch the new Building Canada program promised in the last federal budget. ACEC is also speaking out on issues important to our members and clients in the resource sector. As part of the Parliament Hill Day, ACEC also highlighted the need to help the private sector access Canada's natural resources and transport these resources to market. We are collaborating directly with the Mining Association of Canada and other stakeholders to study the challenges of doing business in the North and identify strategies to encourage more investment. ACEC is speaking out publicly and to the media that expanding and modernizing our oil and gas transportation infrastructure is vital to Canada's prosperity. These are just a few examples of ACEC's efforts on behalf of our industry. I invite you, the members, to play an active part in charting our direction forward, both here in Saskatchewan and nationally. Therefore, I would like to close by inviting you to the ACEC National Leadership Summit to be held June 19th to the 21st in Winnipeg, where business leaders from across the country will gather to focus on the future of our industry. The summit offers an unparalleled opportunity to learn from industry experts, network with your peers, and hear the perspectives of decision makers with some of Canada's leading private and public sector organizations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jason. We appreciate that knowledge and insight that you've provided. We would also like to thank John Campbell, ACEC Canada President, for joining us and making the trip to Saskatchewan. He was with us at our board meeting this morning, and it was a pleasure to have you there. He provided us with a very informative ACEC update. I would also like to remind members about the ACEC Canada Town Hall Breakfast Buffet tomorrow morning. It'll be right here in the hotel starting at 7:30, and we invite you to join us as ACEC Canada will outline national initiatives that benefit our members right here in Saskatchewan. I would now ask the President of the Association of Professional Engineers and Geoscientists of Saskatchewan, Mr. Dwayne Gelowitz, to bring greetings on behalf of APEGS.
Thank you, Jason. Your Honor, Mr. Schofield, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to bring greetings to you today on behalf of APEGS. With the continued prosperity and growth occurring in our province, many career opportunities exist for new graduates from within Saskatchewan and for engineers and geoscientists from around the world. This has resulted in the growth of APEGS with approximately 1,000 new membership registrations within the last year and an approximate doubling of our membership over the last 10 years. APEGS staff and its over 350 volunteers have been working hard to process the new member applications while ensuring that the academic and experience requirements for professional registration are met. Our statutory objects require us to ensure the proficiency and competency of our members in order to safeguard the public and protect the environment. Engineering and geoscience is often considered the invisible profession or the invisible professions. The public often does not understand or appreciate the work that we do, but it is fair to say that our professions are a primary contributor to the wealth of our country and our quality of life. I am very pleased to be here to help recognize individuals, projects, and companies who are significantly contributing to the growth and prosperity within our province, while maintaining their ethical values and demonstrating excellence in the delivery of these various projects that they undertake. On behalf of APEG members and staff, I would like to congratulate ACEC Sask on the ongoing excellence of this awards program and the award recipients for your great work and outstanding accomplishments. Have a great evening.
Good evening, everyone. While we're waiting for dessert, while dessert's on the way, while some of you are enjoying dessert, I would also like to acknowledge some of the past chairs that are with us here tonight. The chairs that are with us, when I call your name, please stand and remain standing. And as we've said before, audience, please hold your applause till everybody's been recognized. In the audience tonight, we should have Phil Bruck, Dave Kent, Don George, Dwayne Gelowitz, Dave Myers, and Mel Liu. It is also my pleasure to recognize our past Lieutenant Governor of Saskatchewan Meritorious Achievement Award recipients that are in attendance tonight. And I think that is Mr. Don Poon that's here tonight.
It is now time to turn our attention to the highlight of this evening, the 2013 ACEC Sask Awards presentation. First, we will recognize this year's outstanding projects through ACEC's Sask's Brian Eckel Awards. These awards were established to raise the profile of the consulting engineering and geoscience industry in Saskatchewan and provide a forum for recognition of the work done by members. They focus on promoting the talent, expertise, and innovation of member firms. In 2003, the program was renamed the Brian Eckel Awards of Excellence in recognition of Brian Eckel's contribution to the industry. Today, the program is known simply as the ACEC Sask Brian Eckel Awards. Entries are considered in the following categories: buildings, environmental, municipal infrastructure and water resources, natural resources and energy production, studies and soft engineering, and transportation. I would now like to invite the panel of judges to the stage to present this year's ACEC Sask Brian Eckel Awards.
Thanks, Trish. Good evening. My name is Bland Brown, and I'm pleased to announce that 4 projects will receive awards this evening. The first project is being recognized with an Award of Merit in the Studies and Soft Engineering category. The award goes to Associated Engineering for its project, the City of Regina Lift Station Condition and Operational Assessment.
The City of Regina has 32 lift stations, which play an important role in water management. Each of these stations is made up of many components. The city engaged Associated Engineering's team to perform a comprehensive review of all of its stations, including doing an inventory of all of the components that make up each station. It wanted this information to plan maintenance and capital improvements. The lift stations were built at various times over the past 50 years. This resulted in a wide variety of station types, equipment, and operating philosophies. There was also very little recorded information. It was stored in the memories of the operations staff, making staff turnover a significant vulnerability in the city's operations. Associated Engineering's team developed an innovative priority method that can be used to ensure the city effectively uses available funding to manage its assets in the future. The consulting engineering firm did this by producing many tracking tools, as well as confirming capacity and the condition of assets at each station. State-of-the-art 360-degree camera technology was used to develop interactive panoramic photographs of the lift stations. In addition, because of the team's innovative approach of seeking input from the city staff, there is a much greater likelihood that the resulting database will be used regularly, greatly increasing the value of the study. These newly developed tools allow the city to proactively manage its utility assets to enhance protection against potential sewer overflows and flooding, which ultimately protects the city's residents and businesses. This project was recognized for creating a very reproducible tool that can be broadly applied to asset management. Because funding is limited, this tool will help the client's ability to perform an informed risk assessment and prioritize expenditures to spend money wisely.
The next award is in the Municipal Infrastructure and Water Resources category. An award of merit goes to Boulay Consulting Limited for its project, the Town of Hudson Bay Water Treatment Plant.
Faced with changing source water quality and tightening drinking water regulations, the town of Hudson Bay was required to upgrade its water treatment process. The existing process was not able to produce drinking water that met regulatory standards. Trihalomethanes, THM, is a disinfectant byproduct that is a known carcinogen. Testing of Hudson Bay water showed the level of THM was 200% of the regulatory limit. Boulay Consulting, or BCL, was brought in to complete a comprehensive process evaluation study, including pilot testing to target THM reduction. BCL recommended the addition of a magnetic ion exchange process, which was precedent-setting. The judges credited this project for its complexity in dealing with a high organic water source. Ultimately, performance testing completed during commissioning indicated an 87.5% reduction of THM levels, achieving 25% of the regulatory limit, and offering a substantial buffer for future potential regulatory changes. The process upgrade has provided improvements to the health, safety, and aesthetics of drinking water for residents of Hudson Bay, while incorporating energy savings and reductions to chemical consumption and backwash of wastewater streams to the environment. This project was recognized because it adopted an innovative process that is a first in Canada. While the technology is not new, it is the first application in this country. It sets the pace for the future.
The next award is in the buildings category. An award of merit goes to Genevieve for the Campbell Collegiate 1962 building underpinning.
Campbell Collegiate is the largest high school in Regina, with an enrollment of approximately 1,500 students annually. It was constructed in several stages, in 1962, 1965, and 1968. Subsequently, many cracks and distresses showed up in the architectural and structural elements within the building. 2 structural investigations were later completed which determined the original installed foundations did not conform to the structural drawings, and the designed piles were inadequate to support the superimposed loads. The end result is a stable steel pipe pile foundation which supports the superstructure and will prevent any further settlement from occurring in the building. The new football field and paved parking lot has significantly improved the aesthetics and site drainage. This project has been recognized for the unique designs required to accommodate the building services. Analyzing the original defects was challenging, and the design to remediate had to be very unique because of what they had to design around. It was also complex because of the various needs that had to be taken into consideration, including the existing infrastructure, limited access, and building use continuing throughout the project. The building will now have an extended life, without the client, a school board that only has access to certain funding, being faced with the need to invest in new construction.
The final Brian Eckel Award this evening is in the environmental category. An award of excellence goes to Pinter and Associates for its project in situ treatment of high nitrate loaded groundwater plume with a large-scale permeable reactive barrier.
Pinter and Associates was faced with resolving nitrate contamination at a fertilizer distribution facility in northern Alberta, which was problematic because the site was located in a village adjacent to a drinking water source and a school. Nitrate contamination in drinking water can cause health issues. The problem was triggered by the long-term handling and storage of fertilizers. Conventional treatments proved too costly and disruptive to site operations and nearby residents. Therefore, Pinter developed and designed an innovative and cost-effective solution where the impacts of the nitrate would be removed with minimal disturbance to the surrounding environment. Their method produced an over 50% cost savings compared to other methods. Essentially, the solution involves strategically mixing pine chips into the soil to create what is known as a permeable reactive barrier. The in situ treatment was installed with a minimum disruptions to the ongoing site operations. This system should prove to be durable, cost-effective, and maintenance-free for in excess of 15 years. The company created a very simple yet elegant solution that was extremely innovative. A known technology whose application is well documented on very small-scale pilot projects was used here for the very first time on a much larger scale. This project was recognized for elevating existing engineering practices to new heights in terms of scale and performance in protecting the environment. These shallow groundwater nitrate plumes are quite common in agricultural areas throughout the world and often lead to drinking water supplies being compromised. This newly proven tool opens the door to other similar remediation projects worldwide, where cost may be prohibitive and/or site-specific considerations exclude more traditional approaches.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my colleagues on the panel of judges, John Swiston, Margaret Kuzik, who unfortunately isn't here tonight, and Blaine Ganong. I enjoyed working with you this year, and ours was a very collaborative effort with all the options considered before we reached a consensus. Thank you for contributing to the Brian Eccles Award program.
I would now like to turn our attention to the ACEC Sask Brian Eckel Memorial Scholarship. ACEC Sask established a task group to work with the University of Saskatchewan to establish the Brian Eckel Memorial Scholarship. Please welcome Dr. George Kapouris, the Dean of the College of Engineering at the University of Saskatchewan, and Linda Eckel to announce the recipient of this year's scholarship.
Thank you. I'm George Kapouris, Dean of Engineering at the University of Saskatchewan. I'm pleased to be here to introduce Tessa Lennox, this year's recipient of the Brian Eckel Memorial Scholarship. Tessa is in her final year in mechanical engineering and says that she picked mechanical engineering because she loves being hands-on, learning new things, and understand how the world works. In our college, Tessa certainly has had the opportunity to use her hands and to see how the world works. She has even had opportunities to put the skills in carpentry, welding, and mechanics. Most recently, Tessa has held positions as a design student at the RMD Engineering in Saskatchewan and in mechanical engineering at Cameco Arthur River Operation. Beyond all these that I have mentioned, as well as keeping up with the assignments and classwork, Tessa still finds time to be incredibly involved in extracurricular activities, both in the college and the community. Tessa has competed several times at the Western Engineering Competition, and in 2012 advanced to Canadian Engineering Competition. Last year, she was the co-chair of a committee to bring the National Conference of Women in Engineering to Saskatchewan and to the University of Saskatchewan. Congratulations, Tessa. You are a very worthy recipient of the scholarship. I wish you all the success in the year ahead and during all of the time at the University of Saskatchewan. It's my pleasure to introduce Tessa Lennox, this year's recipient of the Brian Eckel Memorial Scholarship.
Thank you to Dr. Kapouris for making the presentation this year, and to Linda Eckel for faithfully attending our awards banquet to make this scholarship presentation. And congratulations again to Tessa Lennox, the scholarship winner. I would now ask that Stormy Holmes, ACEC Sask's Vice Chair, step to the podium to present the 2013 ACEC Sask Young Professional Award. And as she makes her way to the stage, I just wanted to tell you about the purpose of the Young Professional Award. It is to recognize the achievements of a young professional who demonstrates excellence in his or her field of expertise, the business of consulting, engineering, geoscience, dedication to his or her consulting, engineering, geoscience association and community, and increasing awareness of the value of young professionals in the Saskatchewan consulting, engineering, geoscience industry. Among the benefits of the award, ACEC Sask will pay the recipient's registration fee to the annual ACEC Canada Summit being held in 2014 in Winnipeg to participate in the Young Professionals Program.
Good evening. I have the pleasure of presenting this year's ACEC Sask Young Professional Award. The chosen candidate is not aware that they will receive this award tonight. The 2013 ACEC Sask Young Professional Award goes to Aaliyah Gallagher of JC Kenyon Engineering Incorporated in Regina. Aaliyah was raised on a small farm near Wilcox, Saskatchewan, and attended the Athol Murray College of Notre Dame. She studied civil engineering at the University of Saskatchewan, graduating with distinction in 2008. She received the Civil Engineering Alumni Medal, University of Saskatchewan, that same year. A structural engineer with JC Kenyon Incorporated since 2008, Aaliyah has consulting experience on many projects that include commercial, residential, and industrial buildings of different structural forms and systems. Aaliyah is an active volunteer with both community and professional organizations, taking leadership roles in each position that she accepts, be it with ACEC Sask committees, the Board of Regents for the Athol Murray College of Notre Dame, or a church youth group. Congratulations again, Aaliyah.
I would now like to turn everyone's attention to the industry's most prestigious award. The Lieutenant Governor of Saskatchewan Meritorious Achievement Award was established by the Association of Consulting Engineering Companies, Saskatchewan, in 2002. Its purpose is to recognize a Saskatchewan resident for his or her outstanding achievements and contributions to the consulting, engineering, and geoscience industry in Saskatchewan, whether technical or managerial in nature, taking into consideration the individual's contributions to business and society. Her Honor, the Honourable Vaughan Solomon Schofield, Lieutenant Governor of Saskatchewan, will now present the Lieutenant Governor of Saskatchewan's Meritorious Achievement Award.
Thank you, Trish. You're doing a great job. Minister, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is a great pleasure for me to join you for this very special occasion. This is the second year I've done this, and I'm looking forward to doing it again. It's a huge endeavor to administer an awards program and to create an event like this. The hardworking staff and committed board members deserve our sincere thanks, so please join me in thanking them. Before I read the award citation, I'd like to thank all the consulting engineers present. It's truly impossible to measure the impact of your work on our province. You're involved in all sectors of our community. Your work impacts the beauty and function of both our workplaces and our homes, and you're leaders in environmental concerns. The new logo for Association of Consulting Engineering Companies Saskatchewan appropriately incorporates a maple leaf, which represents all things Canadian, and is in turn emblematic of the tremendous significance of consulting engineers in the lives of Canadians. Thank you all for the excellent work that you do in this province. I congratulate all of tonight's award recipients. What an impressive group you are. It's a privilege for me to present the Lieutenant Governor's Meritorious Achievement Award to a most deserving individual. I had the pleasure of meeting this gentleman earlier this evening, and he is charming indeed. Mr. Ray Pentland graduated from the University of Manitoba with a Bachelor of Science degree in Civil Engineering in 1965 and completed a Master of Science at the University of Regina in 1981. He worked with the Prairie Farm Rehabilitation Administration for several years before moving to Saskatchewan Environment, where he ultimately became Director of the Hydrology Branch. He later served as Director of Saskatchewan Urban Affairs, Vice President of the Saskatchewan Water Corporation, and was a founding partner of Water Resource Consultants, becoming its sole proprietor. And if you think I'm finished, I'm not. It goes on and on. Mr. Pentland has been the backbone of hydrologic engineering in Saskatchewan, conducting engineering assignments for industry, government, and most of the civil engineering consultants in the province. His assignments have included policy studies, urban flood damage reduction and stormwater management, industrial and mine water management, water supply investigations, environmental assessments, and irrigation feasibility. Mr. Pentland was the lead consultant to the Saskatchewan Water Security Agency in the delivery of the 2011 and 2013 emergency flood drainage reduction programs. In 2012, this program received the APEG's Exceptional Engineering Geoscience Project Award. He is also the recipient of an Engineers Canada Fellowship. Mr. Pentland has volunteered his time and expertise to assist numerous professional organizations. He's a member and past president of the Association of Professional Engineers and Geoscientists of Saskatchewan. He is also a longtime contributor to the Canadian Water Resources Association, the Canadian Dam Association, and the Canadian Society for Civil Engineering, among others. He has participated since its inception on the Environment Water Resources Committee of the Association of Consulting Engineering Companies, Saskatchewan. Further, he's a sessional lecturer at the University of Regina Faculty of Engineering and Applied Sciences. Whew, how did you have time to do all this? Mr. Pentland is highly regarded by his peers for his leadership in the field of water management and is most deserving of this prestigious provincial recognition. As you've heard, this award also acknowledges contributions to the community. Mr. Pentland is no stranger to volunteerism, having been a coach and organizer for community sports for many years, as well as volunteering for his community association. Before I present the award, I invite you to join me in watching a brief video about Mr. Pentland.
He is undoubtedly the prairie expert on hydrology and is highly respected.
In my mind, he's the go-to hydrologist in this province.
Getting into hydrology was a bit by accident. When I graduated, there weren't a huge number of jobs, so the job I was offered was one with PFRA in Saskatchewan, working on the South Saskatchewan River Project, Lake Diefenbaker Gardner Dam. And then I moved into their design office in Regina, did design work on quite a few water projects around the prairie provinces for a couple of years, and then an opportunity came to move to the province, provincial government in their hydrology branch, where I worked for 13 years on hydrology water management for the provincial government. And then after that, I sort of got promoted into management positions with the government. Was involved when the first Saskatchewan Water Corporation was set up. I was on the organizing committee for that and became a vice president. And Interestingly, they decided to move the office to Moose Jaw at a time when my family wasn't that keen on moving to Moose Jaw. So I accepted an offer to get into consulting, working for a group of companies that had gotten together and formed a little company called Water Resource Consultants. I've been at that now since 1986. So most of my career really has been in consulting.
Ray and I were inmates in the same institution for quite a few years. He was with the Ministry of Environment, or the Department of Environment at those days, and I was in Department of Highways. And Ray moved on to be provincial hydrologist and was Mr. Water to the province.
Soon after Sask Water was set up, it only had been in existence about 2 years, and I can remember him saying that he needed some new challenges.
He wanted to get back into the application of engineering, and consultancy was a perfect fit for him at the time. And another company and Clifton Associates formed a joint venture and recruited Ray as president of Water Resource Consultants.
Things slowed down in the consulting business.
So we sold the company to Ray for, I think, the grand sum of $1.
So they gave me the company.
And it just shows that Ray was better than most people in Saskatchewan at making $1 go a long ways.
Undoubtedly, Ray would be proud of his early work, working with the Gardner Dam.
Lived in actually a construction trailer for the first 6 months. Quite an experience to be that involved in a major earth-moving project. And then the second 6 months I was moved to the main dam where I was working on the concrete spillway works, which is one of the biggest pieces of concrete in Saskatchewan. A very good exposure to engineering, to the hard aspects of engineering.
He did a lot of work with the ministries, both on an organizational perspective and a technical perspective, to set the province in motion to collect data that to this day, the methodologies and data acquisition that he implemented in the 70s and 80s is still being maintained.
He worked with 2 other individuals. They did consultations around the province and developed a mandate for the first one-stop water shop in Saskatchewan, and were the driving group that set up Sask Water.
Well, Ray has been one of the lead consultants in stormwater management in the city of Regina.
Well, one of the larger projects, and probably maybe one of the more interesting ones, was the deepening of Wascana Lake here, in which he was on the hydrology side.
Ray was the prognosticator on the date of the water would enter the lake, and we relied on him very heavily. He gave us a date, we were out by the date, and I think the next day the water came in.
There's a little urban lake. The city of Regina's water resource managers engaged me to do a design of a rehabilitation project to make sure that that dam didn't fail, or that it stopped failing, so to speak. It's right here in Regina where I live, which is most of my work has been everywhere else. First international project I did was in China. It related to environmental monitoring for a big industrial city of Wuhan in Hubei province in China. Certainly a very exciting, interesting thing for a small city prairie boy to go to a city of 6 million and try to help them.
He's been very successful employing his knowledge base around the world internationally at a successful level.
The second project that I did in China, a very large lake called Dongting Lake in the Hunan province, but the dikes are only keep out the normal floods. Every now, fairly frequently, they had floods that just overtopped the dikes. There were 10 million people living on the bottom of this lake. 10 million people who had to be evacuated or something done for them every time a flood came, which was fairly frequently. And they commonly, whatever, 40, 50 years ago, lost thousands of people would die when these floods occurred. So we were helping them, or working with the local agency to develop a flood forecasting system. And I've seen news reports since with nobody being killed anymore. And the other damage, economic damages, are a lot less now.
In 2011, we were facing the most extreme flood across the province that we'd ever experienced. Giving money out was not the only part of helping people to deal with the flood, but they needed technical advice. So we asked Ray to kind of coordinate and work with the input of the broad scope of expertise within the consulting engineering group.
Not only was he aware of the potential disaster that was imminent, for him to be able to be at the forefront in planning to respond on a technical matter for the Saskatchewan flooding, it was a natural for him.
Well, he said contributions not just to the industry but to the profession.
Very, very active member in the Canadian Society of Civil Engineers and the hydrotechnical side, active in dam safety.
I know we sat in the board of the Canadian Water Resources Commission, or the Canadian Water Resources Association for a number of years. Well, I think he's interested in the progress of the profession. And he had a lot to offer, so he offered it.
Ray Pentland's been very involved in the volunteer side of the profession for many years on many levels. As part of Consulting Engineers of Saskatchewan, he's a past president of APEGS. He's been involved in the Canadian Water Resource Association. I've been engaged with Ray on many committees for a long period of time, and his volunteer commitment to the profession is unparalleled.
I try as much as I can to help the young engineers, even old ones, learn things that I know.
In my earlier years when I was learning, he was a great mentor. He would always explain, and that really assisted my professional and personal development.
He's one of the most renowned people in that industry, and to be able to learn from him was such a blessing so early in my career.
My first experiences with Ray occurred when we began the project for the Boundary Rafferty Diversion Channel in the late 1980s. I was a young graduate engineer at the time, and he didn't treat me like a young engineer who didn't know anything. He was very open to suggestions and discussions about how the project should develop, and always treated me with respect.
The mentorship opportunities he's had with some of the younger engineers out there, I think that's important for him as a legacy to leave behind. He's really easygoing. He's very patient. It was always easy to learn with him. And
well, even when things are serious, when Ray's around, they're not that serious, because he does have a very ready sense of humor.
There was always that very banter that was very jovial, and
he truly has a wry sense of humor. He doesn't let the world get too serious.
He wants to be doing different things, he wants to be doing new things, and that's what really drives a lot of his good work. Ray's willing to change his mind, and to me that's a real testament to a true professional when they're willing to do that.
He'll take on work now if he's interested in it, and if it is a bit of a challenge, yes. He wants to be one of the better ones. He wants to be the best.
He's done a great service to the province, to investors, to the cities and municipalities around the province in Western Canada, and we appreciate it very much.
Well, Ray, it's truly great that someone has worked in the hydrology area can be recognized for your achievements, and they are truly well deserved.
Well, Ray, it is with good wishes and well-deserved thanks from the profession and from our group for this award.
Good job, Ray. And look at all your friends, and look at all the friends that you've made and the respect that you've earned.
Definitely congratulate Ray in his remarkable career, his exceptional engineering.
I'm really blessed to have had Ray as one of my early mentors, and he influences me in my career every day. I'm just so thankful that he was there to help guide me early and help give me the skills that I needed to do what I do now.
It is my distinct pleasure and honor to invite Ray to come forward and receive the 2013 Lieutenant Governor of Saskatchewan Meritorious Achievement Award, and well-deserved, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor, for presenting the award and for coming out and helping our association to make a special event out of this. Thank you to the association, and thank you to the guests that are here to see our awards event. I'd like to give a little special thanks to my family for showing up. Dolores is here. One of my sons is here. Rob is here to represent my two absent sons who are from Edmonton and couldn't make it, and grandchildren who couldn't be here. In any case, thank you very much for this award. It's a very important award for me. I looked in the brochure at the list of people who have received it before me, and it's a grand group that I'm now a member of, and that's very appreciated. Thank you very much.
Congratulations again, Ray. And also thank you, Your Honor, for being here with us this evening to present this prestigious award to Mr. Pentland. Thank you also to all those who have given their time to volunteer on behalf of ACEC Saskatchewan through participation on our boards and through all our committees, our task groups, or assisting with various association events. ACEC Saskatchewan appreciates the contribution of our many volunteers. I encourage you to take this opportunity to view the displays, to discuss the projects that we talked about tonight with representatives that are here this evening, to network with your peers and associates. And if you have any questions, members of ACEC Saskatchewan's Board of Directors will be available to answer those questions. This concludes our program for the evening. Thank you. We have the room until about 10 o'clock tonight. Good night.